Hey everybody, welcome to another exciting video. For the first time in a while, I'm actually coming on camera. Usually I do a faceless type of environment and get everybody tutorials and stuff, but I wanted to talk to you guys face to face on this one. And that is because I have created something that I think is fantastic. It's not a very complicated thing that I created, but the impact is huge. I used AI to create, launch a brand new software product. I am not charging for it, as I usually don't. Maybe in the future I might take it off and do something with it, but for right now, it's purely just a learning experience. What I've done is created and launched this product in less than 6 hours for $10.44. Okay, this is an application that will replace Bitly or Shorten or whatever. And if we take a look, I'm picking on Bitly only because they're the most popular out there. So if I look at Bitly, or we look at Bitly here, and we can look, and I highly encourage you to compare others, but look at the pricing here. It's free to get started, and you get 2 QR codes a month, 5 links, and all this other stuff. Here you got the $8 a month, and it goes all the way up to $199 a month, plus there's an enterprise version. Well, I wrote an enterprise version, and it's pretty cool. Let me show you what it does. So here's the page, the logo, which, by the way, I use Python to create all of this. And so this is 2 parts, right? There's a backend and a backend API, which is actually the product, shortify.api. But then I put together a demo, which has a front end, and that front end I've included in the source code, which, by the way, if you scroll to the bottom, you can click on this link. Again, all of this is available at shortifyapi.com. So you can go out there. I'll put the link in the description below so you'll have access to all of the stuff I'm talking about here. But nonetheless, you click on this demo, and right now, this is the user interface. And so let me talk you through the menu, because that really does talk or speak to the API. More importantly, I have this out here as a collection that you can use. Also on GitHub, so just get your Postman, import, come up here to import, and put it in whatever workspace you want, and import that file, and you'll get all this stuff. So with that, you get the ability to create links, you get the ability to redirect to a destination, which is the default behavior for this. You get to get the logs. Anyway, so all of these API calls, you can use them in Postman and leave it local if you want, but in order to get it to work the way you need or want it to work, minimally you're going to want to expose this one API, redirect to destination on the front. Now, that being said, you can separate the API to make it more secure so that only the redirection works publicly and everything else can work behind the scenes. Up to you. I'll let you guys figure out how you want to do with the code. But my main point of this video is that I did all of this in less than 6 hours. I went to my favorite, Cloudflare, and this is where I buy my domain name registrations. I get my domain names at cost. And then I also use Cloudflare tunnels. I have another video that I've already showed you how to use this. I'll try to figure out where that was, and I'll give you a link to the description already. But more importantly, I used LM Studio, and this particular model, which is Gwen 2.57b, it's a coding model. It helps you write applications. And so I use that to write this app, to write this service. And then I use Cloudflare to take what I've done here locally and exposed it to the internet. So I know I'm jumping around, but let me go back to the demo because I want to show you how this works. So I'm going to put in here test, and we'll put in foo, and we'll get a short link, right? So I have the unique ID, which you should copy off and keep. You also have the URL. So obviously foo is much shorter. So this is not necessarily a shortified version of it in this example. But usually what happens is people in marketing departments, especially folks that are using Bitly, right? They have this long, nasty URL because they've embedded all of the UTM codes, right? And so I've got another thing that I can show you guys. I'll include that in the link of the description below, but it's a UTM builder. It's another quick little app I built, right? Using generative AI. And so it's a gnarly, really long, because you got all these codes for Google Analytics and stuff embedded into it. And so at the end of the day, sorry, I'm bouncing around again, the short URL, this is way shorter than the, I don't know how many characters it is, but it's substantial, right? When you start putting in all of that stuff. And so it's way shorter. Also, you get a QR code. And then when you click on these, it takes you over to the foo. This isn't a website I own, by the way. I use foo all the time, or say foo all the time, but somebody actually registered it and they have a website on it. Anyway, so it's working. And so I clicked on it once. I'll click on it twice, and we'll do that here. Now, let me come over here and show you this other item. And by the way, I can download this, save image as, and that's what I'm saying right here. Anyway, the point is you can use this in your advertisements and blah, 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 blah. The other thing to show you is get all short links. And so here is the foo.com. And see that too? I have clicked this twice. And so as a result of that, it's logged it. And so the point here is that all of this is working because I'm getting all of the logs, get redirect logs. I'll hit send. And so I'm not getting any logs found on that one. Probably because it's pointing to a different database. Let's see here. Get all redirect logs. Okay, yeah, this is get all. Okay, so here we go. Sorry, the other one is specifically I have to pass in a unique ID. So this one gives me all of the logs. And so with this, I can use Google Analytics, I can use Power BI, I can create custom connectors. You saw me do that with LM Studios, a whole playlist. Again, I'll link to that in the description below. In any event, you can get all of this data and start building a complete marketing department to know what links are working. So anytime you build a link, whether it's email or whatever, you can track all of this stuff, all of your information. And so again, Bitly is an enterprise solution costing hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, because this is $199 a month. I can only imagine what the custom is. It's probably an annual plan of like $5,000 or $10,000 or $25,000 or something ridiculous, right? And so this thing that I knocked out with AI kind of makes this pointless. And so now I can literally replace something like Bitly or Short or all of these other ones that are out there, and replace it with an in-house enterprise solution. And with generative AI, if I, as a low-code developer, can create a high-code app for this, then you can just imagine the things that you can create or modify on your own. So that's it for this video. I just really wanted to kind of point and show you what's there. I know most of the audience that is here, they're not high code developers, but if you happen to stumble across this, or not high code, pro code developers, and I'm not a pro code developer either, but I know at least enough to be able to read the languages and things of that nature. So that part I'm okay with. But if you can go up on the GitHub, and I'll take you over there. I've got all of this information there. And if you download the manual, I've got a really nice looking manual here that you can go through, kind of walks you through some of the steps, some of the pieces. Plus you've got, like I said, in GitHub, if you clone a repository, you get the ability to import the collection. So you have all this really cool stuff to play with once you get this thing set up. Anyway, if you have any questions about what I did, put a comment in the comment box, and I'm more than happy to respond and help people out. And it's all about learning. So anyway, that's it. Thanks everybody. I appreciate your time today. Bye-bye.